And we're live!
Yay!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's episode of Oodvin. I'm your host, Maxwell Williams. It is a pleasure to have you here with us. And I play a whole bunch of cool, interesting, and quirky characters, including the new party companion, influencer, coming to you live from the waste, Brad Jenkins.
Oh, Brad.
Love Brad. Is Brad our Boblin the Goblin?
I don't know if I get that
Muted.
reference.
Boblin's just the goblin friend that you take with you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's the
Gotcha.
goofy little guy.
Hey everybody, my name is Sam Rinaldi and I play Winnie Winslow, the Twilight Cleric. I don't have any news about Winnie, but right now my ear is fucking bleeding.
Oh, did it do
It's
that
been a
thing where it
minute. Can I
jumped?
say the F word? Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Okay, good. Great. Having a good time.
Howdy! My name is Connor McGinley. I play Lilibet Pembroke, the Moon Sorcerer, and Touch a Cleric. A little Touch a Cleric never hurt anyone. And she's a little bit smug that Brad is actually helpful. Even though her plan about what to do with this person wasn't thought through. And, she's a little bit smug that he's hot, too. Like, can't go wrong.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dane Brancato. I play Zephyr Windstrider, the College of Swords Air Genasi bard of the group. Little fun fact about Zephyr in the theme of today's recording date. Zephyr does not remember the 21st night of September.
Dang.
I listened to that song on the way into work today and then totally forgot that like the rest of the day was so chaotic that I was like, oh yeah, right, beautiful.
Hi, my name is Julie Risto, and I play Octavia Laguzur. She is the half-orc swashbuckling warlock of the party, and I don't know. We'll see how she's doing today. She might not have a good time. She might have a good. We'll find out. Man, I know just as much as you right now.
Hello, my name is Aaron Borden. I play the character Februm Cask, the Simic hybrid blood fighter, and a little bit of War Mage cleric. War Mage wizard, not cleric. And he also doesn't remember the 21st night of September, but I'm sure his eye does.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm Drew Borden. I'll play Aldrich Bernask, the Armor Artificer, Grandpa. And there's a lot of 21st nights of September to remember for him. So it's kind of like picking one out of a hat at this point.
Fantastic. And that's all of us. So with that, let's do a quick little recap. What happened last time before we get into tonight's episode? So, our party has made it out of Skeleton World, i.e. big city with petrified people underneath it. They have brought along a petrified person with them. After a quick discussion about the possibilities of what happens to this person after they become petrified, the party decides that we're just going to kind of cross that bridge when we come to it. And so we unpetrify this individual from the city of the old world and introduce Brad Jenkins to the party. Influencer extraordinaire, dressed in khaki shorts, a long sleeve button up with rolled up sleeves, a pair of loafers, and a gold chain, as well as his advanced piece of technology that seems to be able to replicate many different spells. But more importantly, is able to photograph and film himself and the rest of the party from a distance. He had quite a bit of insights, many of which the party already knew, but those prophecies of old just all seem to come true. Wondrous how that works. Our party talked with him for a while, tested his ability to defend himself, and why he may not be a warrior. Those muscles are not just for show. So, with most of the party's approval, and a little bit of Zephyr's resentment, Brad jumps in the back with Iris and Axel, joining the party for the time being, as they rocket through the waste towards their next destination, the closer marker to the north. It is a several-day journey, and while not too much happens, at least as of note, the party does encounter various obstacles along their way, but at their level, we don't need to go into all those details. It's more of a montage than anything else. But Al did have a interesting dream of sorts that started off very soft and loving, and took a little bit of a harsher turn when he was asked if he would have been able to save his wife were he to begin adventuring earlier. Before being dragged out of that dream in a nightmarish way. And I think you had a small chat with Octavia, right?
Very brief.
Very brief.
Very brief,
Just
yeah.
little, like, they're both kind of thinking about things. Just for the party to hop back in the car, talk to Brad some more, and then almost run over a figure with the Tide Strider. I don't think anyone was thrown out of the car, except for maybe
No,
Zephyr
it
and
was
Al.
Zephyr and
No,
Al.
Al and Axel.
And
And
Axel.
Yeah,
Axel.
yeah.
We
So
feather fell.
we feather fell those guys. No one was hurt, but there were footsteps that were found that led a path eastward and then stopped directly in front of the car, seeming to disappear in an instant. And that is, I believe, where we pick up. Everyone is still kind of reeling from the quick stop and having to grab onto whatever they could because, you know, who needs seatbelts, right? What even are those? But the figure is gone. Octavia has a good idea about who the figure could have been. And that is where I turn it over to y'all.
Octavia, what the hell? You could have killed us.
I wasn't trying to. I saw something in the road.
There was a thing there.
Zephyr looks
did-
all around and then like gestures like SpongeBob to the pile of diapers. Nothing there.
There's a death trap.
We got it on camera. I mean,
On camera? What are you talking about?
yeah, we had Brad's been filming.
Our influencer is always recording.
Brad, did you pull up the image?
Yeah, just like so sorry. Like my music like isn't working right now. Let me just like figure this
He's got
out.
his headphones in still, and he's just like, I can't take them out. Sorry, I'm in my jam mode. Like I can't.
Oh, you should hear this song. It's about the 21st night.
I saw something. Did you capture it?
Oh yeah. I think I was like selfieing like while we drove. Like I just wanted to like get some like B-roll footage while we were like moving. Let me like enhance this and stuff. I think we did have him enhance it in the end of last
Yes.
episode.
Yeah,
so-
yeah.
I forgot about that one.
We fast forward a little bit. He enhances the video. We see a cloaked figure with a scar across their face. One that I forgot it was mentioned earlier in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
And Octavia, you immediately know who this figure is. They are gaunt and malnourished, and the sparkle that once existed in their eye has been replaced by this dark purple bead of energy that seems to glance back and forth quickly before you see energy emanate from the crown atop their head.
Is that the bone guy you were talking about?
No.
God. And Octavia, like, if you look to her, like, her normal, like, gray skin is kind of turned a little sickly, like, just a little too light, as she just, like, stares at this image in shock.
Hey, what's happening?
Do you...
I told you Alessander was gone. I didn't know where he went. He looks terrible.
Well, I don't think he's here.
No,
Do you know how
certainly
he
not
could have gotten
anymore.
away?
Oh, yes, he took a diadem of teleportation. It was a whole thing. And he left.
Now,
And
is
I-
that like a little teleport, or is it like a very far teleport?
Max, is that a little teleport, or like, would I know even? I don't know. Probably Octavia has no idea.
Not necessarily Octavia, but if anyone's proficient in Arcana,
She just
Oh
knew what it
God,
was
yeah.
called.
yeah.
I'm
At
half
the-
proficient.
I have -1. I don't
Sure.
know. I just know there are short. I
Mhm.
can see it, and then there is like I can teleport wherever.
Yeah, it's a question for the Wardens.
The key word teleportation means big. That's a big teleport. That's
Yeah, that's the high level.
that is what Axel used to get you out of the underground. That is what Axel also used to help you all of those many weeks, months. I think it's been months. Months ago, when you first
about a
met
year.
him. It is unpredictable at times, but can get you from one side of the world to the other in a split second.
Oh.
So that's pretty far.
Yes, I would assume so.
But why was he here?
I don't know. Whatever's influencing him must have some reason to be out here.
Zephyr looks at Brad.
What's up, Zach? Do you need something?
What's up, Zach? Oh my gosh.
Just, So what was it that you said an influencer did again?
Oh, like it's the name kind of explains a lot of it.
Does
we
it now?
Oh yeah. We influence societal structures and create standards for societal living. You know, like we live our best lives and show that to the world in order for other people to live their best lives. Yeah.
Incredible.
Fascinating. He's gonna lean back to like Lily and Winnie and be like, I wonder if he's got something to do with it. I mean, it's in the name.
Zephyr, he's been petrified until about like a couple
A
hours
day
ago.
ago.
Yeah, a day ago. I really
Shit.
don't think that's, you know.
Fair.
Zephyr, stop being sus. I heard him say that once.
Alright, I'm starting to think maybe we should just,
I think-
Zephyr, are you jealous?
Me? No, of him?
Oh
No,
my
like-
gosh, Zephyr. I
Listen,
didn't think you
listen,
were so
no.
insecure.
I feel like we've established that. No, what do
Octavia,
I
are
have to
you
be
okay?
jealous of? His, like, multiple packs of abs? His cool technology? Pff, no.
He's nothing like you. He's not. You don't have to worry about him at
That's the
all.
problem.
I'm fine. Thank you, Al.
Oh, we should probably check if
Yeah.
Octavia's okay.
I'm
Is
giving
there
her
any-
some space. I'm giving her some space by having a side conversation, Zephyr. Don't turn back to her now.
Alice having this like
Look at me.
comforting
Like-
moment with Octavia,
Yeah.
and Zephyr's like, and then like quickly snap back.
Do we think there's any way we could track him? Like, residual magics? Something?
She's kind of like been turning this amulet that she has over in her hands, and she's like, I mean, I suppose there might be a way, but I don't know. I'm not good at this sort of thing.
Do you want to find him?
More than anything.
Then we'll find him.
Lily like taps Winnie's arm, like, "Hey,
Ow.
we're not supposed to be listening to this conversation. We're just
How did I get involved in this?
Because Zephyr was talking to both of us, and we were talking to separate, and they were over.
You
You guys
can
got
all
your own conversation. I zoned out.
Okay. Anyway,
I don't-
hi. Yes, we're in the conversation now too.
don't-
We do
I
really
don't-
want to help you, Tavi. I just don't know what to do.
Would
I
we
don't think
know-
it'll do anything, but I'll cast Detect Magic and try to look for anything.
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check on top of your detect magic.
Okay.
Would we know by chance how long a cooldown that would have?
You. I hate Arcana checks being the thing, but like, go ahead and make another Arcana check as well.
Hey, Brad, you
28.
said you're like... And
Yeah,
I hold
Zane?
up my iPod. He said that your little eye thing, like, detected kind of like our magic when you were looking at us. Is there any chance you can kind of see any residual from him?
I think if
Maybe
he was
I
like
can, like,
standing here, like I could probably like do like a little scan on him. But I didn't download the DM app. Like the Detect Magic app. So like, and like I'm like pretty good at like the apps on my phone still work, but it's like really hard for me to like download new things. Like my service isn't that great. Sorry.
No, I can't imagine that there's a service available to you. So this is miraculous, as far as I'm concerned.
I got a 13.
13.
I got a 28 for mine.
28. Okay, 28. You rack through your knowledge. You look at there's like you have this memory of being in Afenzia's library, stumbling upon a book of magical items. And just like glancing through, and with the kind of assistance of your eye, you have this kind of like photographic memory, and you're able to flip through the pages in your own brain. And you see the Helm of Teleportation was an item very similar to the one described. And it could depend on if he's used it before, but it can be used up to 3 times a day. It has a cooldown of regaining 1d3 charges each day. So there's a possibility that it didn't have all the charges if he's been using it before. But he could teleport in this way 3 times each day.
Okay.
Tops, at least.
Could I? Go ahead.
I'm gonna go over to Drew for just a second. You shoot off your detect magic. You see all the people around you, lots of magical stuff around you. And you see almost this like residual magic in the footprint that Alexander left. Almost as if like it was like dripping off of him in a weird way. There's like little like marks and puddles. And there is the very faint residuals of some kind of teleportation at that last set of footmarks, but you can't really like cling on to anything more than that. At least at this time.
Could I check where the footprints came from? To see if they like start abruptly at some point close to here?
Yeah, you give me an survival check, because that's for tracking.
Nat 20.
Wow.
Okay.
For the rest of the party, Febron just kind of like head down to the ground, starts walking off. These footprints go for a while.
Okay.
I mean, you get like maybe 100 feet away from the party before you're like, maybe I should like not wander too far. But it looks like they've been kind of trudging for a bit. Okay. But it is a direct beeline from the kind of southeast to a northwest direction.
Is the northwest direction, this is for my brain, is that the one that was closer to us, or is that the one that was further from us?
One of the further ones. So you have like straight north, and then you've got east and west from that like north position, and then you've got a second north that is farther.
Okay.
So it's kind of creating this like triangle of sorts. Like two right triangles.
Does it look like he was heading in a particular direction, according to those points at least?
As if like heading towards one of the points that you're looking for?
Yeah.
Yeah. It definitely heading in that westward direction.
Okay.
Hey, Februm? You good over there, buddy?
He kind of like rushes back. Alright, so I will say, it doesn't seem like he teleported to this position. Or at least he's been walking for quite some time. So it's possible that he does still have a few more teleportations to use for the day. That being said, it does seem like he's heading directly westward towards possibly that point on the compass. So we could shift directions if we want to head towards him.
It's
No.
probably a good idea.
No.
No?
We need to go north. It's what we said we were going to do.
Okay, but if he gets there first, that might not be a good thing.
Yeah, we
Are
still
we-
don't know.
Are we going to what his intentions are? We don't know. He will probably get there regardless if what Februm says is true and he thinks we're following after him. Because he can probably just teleport over long distances, so...
I guess picturing worst case scenario in terms of that. our choices, assuming he's trying to collect them before us, our choices are fight him for the shard or fight him after he's already gotten it. One of which is he's going to be a lot more desperate.
I also think it might lead to some shorter treks to the other points in the long run. I feel if we get the ones north first, we're gonna have a long trek between the one west and the one east. It's not necessarily a bad idea.
Of course, like, we're not going to make you if you don't think you can handle it.
No, by all means, put it up to a vote. I just drive the car.
See, that sounded
No,
a lot
Octavia,
more passive
that's not
aggressive than it
true.
needed to.
Not quite.
But like, whatever you're comfortable with, we just in terms of like
Comfortability-
logic.
Comfortability has no place in saving the world. If this is what the group deems best, then I will chauffeur us there.
We can't possibly know what's best without knowing what
Yeah,
your
I think you're
preference
starting
is.
to miss the point. Yeah, Lily gets it.
He used me to get that magic that lets him teleport.
So let's go kick his ass for it.
No.
Did
And it-
he use you, or was it the other one
The guy that's
that you've
using
mentioned
him.
before?
I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know. I don't know. He seemed in control when we spoke. And yet... It's all such a bloody mess. Whatever is possessing him, this archfey, it needs to go. And I don't know how
So-
to do that for him.
So let's do it.
2 birds with 1 stone.
You make it sound like it's so easy.
Well, we won't know until we try, right?
Doesn't have to be easy.
We
But
fought
it
a
needs
goddess
done.
before.
And won. And then we fought
Well-
another one and didn't. You know, we're at a 50-50 right now. So
Winnie
we might as
elbows
well
him,
like see.
like right in the ribs.
right where he got shot with the arrow.
Right in the rib that is repeatedly
Drive it.
broken.
All right, I'm gonna just make the roll when he breaks the
Why do you think?
Yeah, that's a throwback. we
Octavia,
haven't broken a rib in a minute.
Octavia like zeroes in and like looks directly at Zephyr and she's like, "Love, we all know you're a terrible gambler. Maybe stop talking."
You get the point I'm trying to make, though, right? Like, we're in this together, so win or lose, like, we got to give it our best.
I just don't want everything to be derailed.
Well, we gotta go there anyway.
I mean, we just spent like hours underground of a city because my ring wanted to go there. So I don't
Yeah,
know
it
if we
was
could get
all 'cause
much
of
more
Zephyr's
derailed.
ring.
Yeah, I don't know if you can really.
No other
Only
reason.
thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it could get more derailed than that.
If this is what everyone desires, then I suppose we should go west.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's do it.
I'll try not to kill everyone this time. If I need to slam on the brake, I will try to give you as much of a warning as possible, but just know it's not always possible, so sorry.
Lead the way, Chief.
Don't call me that.
Your high? Would you rather Your Highness or
No.
no?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Captain, we'll
No.
get there. We'll find it. Brad, you got
Maybe.
any options?
It is this moment that you realize Brad is holding his device up, like, and has been like filming this like moment,
Oh, yeah.
like getting some like zoomed in close ups and some like emotional moments.
Mm-hmm.
He like quickly puts the phone. He like, yeah, this is gonna be West, yeah.
That's not what we were asking.
Go on,
Yeah.
go on, bud.
Not the question
Oh,
at all.
I'm sorry, what was the question, y'all?
Let's just drive.
Yeah, Octavia's gonna hop back in the Tide Strider.
Sweet, yeah. Axel just looks over at him like, the fuck?
How do you function?
He
Yeah,
didn't
Octavia just
for a
kinda
long time.
hops back in the Tide Strider and turns her on and just gets ready to leave. This is obviously still bothering her, but like, she's fine. She'll get over it.
Do we need like road trip music or? I mean, I've got a playlist. I'm sure Brad's got one.
I don't know.
Oh, I
Donna
could,
was
like-
kind of
Try.
really looking forward to tense, uncomfortable silence.
You want someone else to drive?
No,
I'll do it.
absolutely not.
I could take the wheel if you needed.
No,
I'm in for two.
I'd prefer to have something to occupy my mind. Thank
Let's
you,
look
though.
at the playlist
that
and see
Bourbon.
what I have.
Brad
She,
Brad will weave drop you some tunes to your EYE pods.
Go!
Oh my
Playlist
gosh.
grows.
Right through the weave. I can't believe it.
Straight for the weave.
I can't believe it.
No.
for for a split second, like Zephyr hits the wrong button and the "Wouldn't It Be Nice" starts playing
Wouldn't it
Before-
be nice?
before he switches.
Julia, I didn't realize that was that picture.
Yeah, no. So, Julia,
It's just a
for
girl face
reference,
down.
we've just been seeing the rain, and then you dipped out of camera, and it was just a girl face down in the rain.
Oh, oh no.
Yeah, it was
Whatever- Whatever
so
Brad
funny.
dropped
for our
me.
visual audience. This is
Love you to
Octavia's current vibe. Yep.
Audio listeners love you to death, but
You just had to be there.
you had to be there.
You had
Check
to
out the
be there.
YouTube.
Or
So-
just watch the VOD on Spotify.
Spotify does have
Yeah,
video.
Spotify video.
Yeah.
Body of.
Mhm.
Anyway.
Would it be called Weave Fee?
Weave fee?
Weave fee?
Weefy?
Yuffie, weefy.
Weave Fee.
Weave a fee.
Weefy.
That's
Okay.
a
too
mouthful.
far.
Anyway, okay, westward. The
Yeah, so
heading
we're
westward.
playing music. We're jamming.
Eastward.
Weast.
Westward it is.
Yeah.
Okay, you hop. You
I told you it was gonna be one thing that you regret saying. I told you it was gonna be one thing. And
Octavia,
that
are you
thing is
sure
that-
you want to do this?
I'm
Are
sorry.
you-
No, no, no.
I'm sorry, I
do
have
not
that
have
distinct
to.
impression that God
Did
just
he
ripped
walk
up
in
his
the
friends.
direction of a shard? And you said yes.
Yep, he
Does anyone else
did.
get
You
the
know.
uncanny feeling that God just like shredded his plans.
So
Because we don't have to do
I
this
really
now.
feel like we're on a
You-
blank slate right
No,
now.
no, no.
I don't-
you made a party decision, and I had the thought of stepping in as an NPC, and I said no. The party is making a decision. So
That's what I
westward
mean,
we
it
head.
was- It was
Go
Max's
west.
decision.
We are heading in a westward direction. You jump back in the Tide Strider. You see the little needle that was so close to where it is just begin to go right behind you as you hit
We
it.
were that close to it.
Okay, how close were we?
It was a
It
four.
was, like,
it was a
on the
4-day
horizon.
journey, and you were on the 4th day.
Oh.
No, okay.
No,
how far is
Octavia.
the next
Thematic-
one?
So like, are you
I-
No,
sure?
no, no. Hear me out.
know.
Hear me out. How far is the next one?
probably 3 days.
4 days.
3 days.
We
I
are-
was
Okay,
going to
can
steer us
someone
north.
else can someone else do the math for Lily and approximate how far it would be from this shard that we're a day away from?
I will say,
Less than a
Go
day
3
away
days.
will say, to
Probably
go
3 days,
to the eastward location, you have to pass back through the spot that you were originally heading for.
I understand that.
It just kind of
Yes.
makes sense.
So thematically, and even like story-wise, this makes sense. The party is
Okay.
heading west.
Okay, we're going.
Okay.
You whip the van
Back
around,
plan.
do a couple quick donuts to get out some
For fun.
aggression,
Regular show style.
and head westward. You travel for the rest of this day. It is quiet. Your party is pretty quiet. There's not a whole lot going on. There is the ever-present whipping of the wind around the Tide Strider. You find a relatively comfortable space to set up camp for the night. Food is had. Small conversations pop up here and there. If anyone has anything specifically they would like to talk about, now would be the time.
Hey, Winnie, could I, like, steal you for a sec so I can send out a message, if that's alright?
Yeah.
I just
I
wanna...
mean, I can't go anywhere. We're kind of in the car.
I mean, we're at camp.
Oh. I thought we were all sleeping in the car.
Are we?
No.
Is that where our
not.
camp is?
So, like, 3 people could comfortably lay across, like, the 3 rows of seats. But everyone in the car is not going to be that comfortable.
Yay, snuggle pile.
I just need to send a quick message out to see if my sister is still alive out there somewhere.
Yeah, her.
Cool. Well then I want to send her a message, and I want the message to say, "Hey, Sai, it's Zephyr.
You up?
You up? We're in the waste, heading northwest. Where you at? So we can maybe pick you up on the way."
Beautiful. Winnie, roll me a D100.
Okay. Hold on. Hold on. I was looking through my spells and I was like, why can't I find this? It's because I was looking for the word messaging. Sending. I was like, oh, a D100. I grabbed a D20. Okay. So sorry. I regret today. $36.
You release the magic, you spend the spell slot, and you feel it kind of fly out into the world, searching for a target, but unable to reach its target. I don't know how many times we tried messaging Sai before, but the fact that it got through the last time was not necessarily a miracle, but on the unlikely side of it happening.
Shit. So like bad signal or?
I just can't reach her.
The weave feed just isn't
Well.
connecting.
The Wi-Fi is low
Hate it.
spot.
We
Yeah.
will.
She buffering.
Zephyr looks down at his hand and be like, hey Ring, if you like feel a presence that's like mine but slightly angrier, do you like pull me that way? Thanks.
Zephyr, make a spellcasting check.
It's fair.
Let's go.
I want to cast Locate Creature.
I totally forgot that's a thing.
That is a thing. It's only got 1,000 feet, so it's not.
I was gonna
super
say
long.
it's not far.
17.
Total.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just modifier, right?
Yeah. So just your charisma.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you ask your ring out loud this, or is it like in your mind?
I think he'd say it out loud. He's just chilling with Winnie, so.
I'm thrown back to like the Baldur's Gate narrator, where it's like, you ask the ring, and there is no response, but yet you feel content.
But you feel better.
All right, well, you know, thank you for your time, Winnie.
Sorry, Zephyr. What'd you say? I lost my ears.
Oh
know
shit,
if
for
you,
real? Yeah,
No, we
thank you
said
for your
anything
time. We'll just keep our eyes peeled for her.
While you're at it, Winnie, could you prep
Should we just
scrying
telephone
for
time?
tomorrow by chance?
Sure. Yeah. I can do that.
Since we've got a few days, it wouldn't hurt to check on a few
Did
people.
Zephyr
I suppose.
seriously just say, did you need to use the telephone? I didn't want anybody to miss that.
He really went, "Thank you for your time," and then said, "Do you want to use the telephone?"
Next.
No, he didn't say that. He said group phone time like it's a joke.
Oh.
Yeah, I can press grind.
Now, I know we don't care about spell focuses, but this feels like... I don't know.
I'll give her my iPod.
Winnie, have you casted Scry before? I don't think so. So
No, last time we had.
I'm not like being nitty gritty about it. We don't have to go shopping for it, but remember that the first time you cast it, because I think it's got a gold piece component. You need
I
like
have
a little
so much
orb
money.
that's like 50 gold pieces or something. Just
No,
remember
it's
to.
1,000.
It's
I have
1,000.
so much money.
It's
If he
not
needs money.
consumed.
Yeah.
You just need like a 1,000 gold piece crystal ball or something.
Is scrying really 1,000?
It's powerful.
I don't know if I have anything worth
Yeah.
1,000 gold.
Well, that's
Oh,
what I
yeah.
mean. I'm like, I feel like... I don't know. I feel
Like
like
I
you should
said.
have something.
Yeah.
If
so
we just need money.
collectively, someone's gonna have to spend 1,000 gold so Winnie can
I
cast
have
this spell.
10,000. Easy. I'll burn
Jesus.
1,000.
Did I give you that much gold?
I have
I mean,
not
I got-
A
spent
lot of
like
us have a
90
lot of
gold.
money.
Yeah, I got
I have-
9,000.
258 gold. What the fuck?
I have
is going on?
8,000. You've been
What?
casting Greater Restoration.
I have 9,000.
Do we want to
So-
like chip in?
Wow, I'm a
Same.
broke.
Yeah, we can all chip in. Anyone who
All
wants.
right. Cool.
Yeah.
I'll throw some money in the pot.
Hand
I'll
the
definitely
telephone
be
your
using
money.
it. So.
That is just a refresher for all of our
It's a
spellcasters.
payphone.
Winnie, it was a joke.
You don't have to go shopping for the component, but if you use something that has a component, make sure to mark off the gold costs. Because that will be maybe not a limiting factor now with everyone having fucking 10,000 gold, but
I don't know if I've
But
ever
one
done
day.
that. I
But
think
one
I've just
day.
had 200 gold since the beginning of time, and have not added any money
I,
whatsoever.
Winnie, I'm gonna
Or take
fairly
money out.
confident say that you've probably got at least 8k compared to everyone else, and that's after
Yeah.
casting Greater Restoration like 6 times.
I was gonna say, I've spent my money on magic items, and I still have 8,000.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's
You
no
just wanna,
way I
like-
only have 298, right? Like, I gotta have more than.
If you want to, and like, Al has also bought
Well-
magic items. Winnie,
Yeah,
if you
I
want,
probably bought the most.
you want to just throw
Yeah,
like
I have
8k
some.
in your inventory, like go ahead and do that.
Call it good.
It's at the bottom
Back
of the
when
bag
we
of
were-
holding. You kind of forgot about it, and you're like coins, and you just like pull out a handful of platinum.
Yeah, back when we were at the city, every time we went to the bar, I would bet on someone else. Like, I would bet on Octavia or Lily, and that's why I have so much money.
That's the way to do it. Bet on your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll be
I
way
bet
too
on
over the
Al when he
carrying
fought Axel.
capacity.
I know. It's a good thing we're not paying attention to that because that money is heavy.
Yeah.
Mm.
Everyone's got a bag of holding, I'm fairly confident.
Mine's
Just
a
put it all in the
cider.
bag of holding.
Ooh, they're
It's
crisp.
just really cold.
Any other conversations
Crisp to blue.
for the evening? No. Okay.
How much money are
Um,
we chipping in?
How many people chipping in?
Like, who wants to chip in?
What does scrying do?
It
Lets
lets
you
us view a person.
Oh, yeah, Octavia
Yeah.
will throw some money.
Need 1,000 total.
I'll
We
throw
got a
in
4th person, and we just 250 each.
250.
I can do 250.
I'll
I will do
250.
250.
250.
I'll throw,
Alright.
I'll throw
So,
in 350, an extra 100 for Winnie's troubles.
Oh,
Tip the
jeez.
payphone.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah,
pay
exactly.
the payphone. Pay the operator.
yeah.
Zephyr feels guilty about the phone joke.
At some point in the evening, Axel and Iris kind of like stand up. They're like, we're gonna go take a little walk. We won't go too far. Don't worry about it. We're just gonna take a second for ourselves.
Okay, how long are you gonna take?
Axel like looks to Iris, and then Iris is like, "Oh, we like
30 seconds.
we should." No, Iris is like, it shouldn't be longer than like 20 minutes. We just want to like, wander a little bit. She like looks
Leave
at you
room for
poignantly.
Jesus.
You can have your privacy, but I need to keep you on a time schedule to know you're safe.
We will check back in 20 minutes.
Look, I'm not doing the mom thing, but this is way different than just staying out after curfew, okay?
Yes.
Or have
Almost
Axel message me if you want to stay longer. It doesn't matter, just...
I mean, we shouldn't be going more than like 100 so feet
It's
away.
dangerous
We're
if
just
you're
gonna,
not next to the shards, okay?
Axel's like, well, I like
The witch child.
kind of have my own aura, so like
That's true. Yeah.
we should be okay, but like, and he like makes direct eye contact with Lily. He like, but yeah, no, I will message you in 20 minutes about what we're doing, and yep.
Zephyr's gonna pat Axel on the back and be like, "Good luck, kiddo," and I'm gonna give him Bardic.
Let's go.
And with that,
I don't think I have a relevant spell, so yeah, they're good.
I'll pick up a rock and magically infuse it with light, and I'll say, "This is going to go off after 20 minutes. If I don't hear from one of you, I will come looking."
Yeah, understood, sir. Yes.
Good.
He'll do it too.
Aware. Axel is like a little more red than he usually is.
Okay. Go get
Okay,
time.
yeah, we're gonna do it
Speed.
then.
Octavia's sitting on the hood of the Tide Strider, and she's just like, "I will send Perseus."
A little creepy, but okay.
Time.
As-
I won't send anything because everybody else is. Bye.
We have plenty of ways to search for you.
Bye.
Don't make
just
us
a
use the scry on
reminder.
you.
I walk up to Axel at this point, like, it's because we care, right? You know that.
Yeah. Yes, of course.
Okay. It's gonna be fine. And I'm gonna cast Heroism on him.
Oh.
Doesn't last that long.
Oh.
But I
Cute.
don't want him freaking out.
he takes like a good like deep breath. It's like,
I need a reminder of what that does.
It
makes
keeps you
you-
from being frightened.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cute.
So yeah, they like walk. So they walk out of like camp a little bit, like, and then there's like a moment where they like think they're out of view, and they like Axel like looks back, and you see Iris look at him, and like she does like a little like head roll, and she like grabs his hand. And they kind of like not too far away from camp, but they find like a little rock that they like go on to the other side so that they're just out of view.
A little
As soon as they're out of view, I'm turning off the light.
Axel at 19 minutes and 30 seconds will message both Lily and Al, saying that they are okay. They are just chatting and enjoying the evening.
Good, good.
Aw,
Okay.
young
Tell 'em to leave
love.
room for
That's
Jesus.
So cute.
Oh,
Who's Jesus?
you don't wait. Hold on, he's spitting.
No.
It's the shard
Zephyr's a cleric now.
He's a paladin. That's his paladin god.
No. It's
There
a
will
cleric.
be none of that name in my campaigns. Thank you.
We leave the real world out.
Yep. Nope. None of
I
that.
don't want religion in my game.
Even though half of this campaign is like unintentionally,
Yeah.
directly
Oh my
mirroring
God.
Christianity. We're not going to talk about that at all.
The Bible is a big book. There's
a lot of
gotta be
stuff in there.
similarities.
Yeah.
No, but the night goes by, quiet, peacefully. A mixture of solemnness and joy. Axel and Iris do eventually come back to camp. They walk back in holding hands, though. And kind of like sit by the fire until everyone falls asleep. Watches are taken, although there doesn't seem to be much moving or out in the evening. And a new day begins. And with that, I need a d20 roll as we start our journey to the west.
I can do
I
it.
got.
Oh, never mind. Connor's got it.
Okay,
How do
I
you do
don't
it?
think I've done one.
No, you do it.
13.
13.
What even number? It's not.
Good even number. Not only is it not even, but it's prime.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a d4.
Oh. Okay. It's a 4.
Lucky number 13.
No.
That's 4 pit fiends you'll be fighting. this is my running joke every time. It's like, oh, rolling high is good. It's like, no.
No, that's the
I need
number
to slow
of
the seed.
enemies.
I need to sow the seed of doubt every time.
You begin your day of journey. There are dark clouds on the horizon. They kind of stand non-moving, just hovering in the distance. They reach high up into the sky. You see bolts of electricity and strange colored energy weaving between the wisps in the air. Octavia, at this moment, you kind of like look down and you see that there's like a little like button that's kind of blinking. You press the button and a little like convertible hood
Yep.
like pops up over the crew.
I love the convertible limo. So it takes like 5 full
like-
minutes to extend.
Good.
It's on like rollers, instead of like being folded.
It's manual. You have to go back there and unroll it.
The button just pops open the opening, and then you gotta go with like a crank. No, it
Good.
covers you as you head into a nasty storm. It hasn't been something you had to experience. Even in Aophic, storms were rare. You would get rain here and there, but the atmosphere was so controlled by either mages, or now that you're more aware of Aophic himself, you have a high likelihood that he had a lot of play in the environment of Aophic. It was always fairly mild. A little chilly, but never cold, never stormy. Not much of the case on the Silent Lake. Octavia, you have experienced some more like vicious storms that didn't quite make it to city proper. So you kind of like bear the hatches down and prepare the Tide Strider for what's to come as you enter in to this chaos storm. The rain is hard. The wind pushes the vehicle more than you are expecting it to at times. There are moments where you can feel the Tide Strider drift in the back, and you have to kind of correct yourself. It's slow going for most of the day. And while you're driving, I would like probably everyone except for Octavia to make a perception check with disadvantage. If you have advantage from other means, just cancel it out. But Octavia, you are very focused on keeping this car just moving forwards.
Yep.
22.
9.
3.
That one.
Oh my god.
Zephyr's never seen a storm before.
16.
16.
You're an air genasi.
Yeah, I know. It's the funny part.
Everyone else is kind of taken back and just doing their best to quell the thumping of their hearts in their chests, which each bolt of lightning just seems a little closer than you would want it to be. You see patches on the ground that have been instantly crystallized by the intense energy that keeps making contact, avoiding the Tide Strider, but still a little close for comfort. Lily, on the other hand, you are looking out the window. The magic in this area just makes you feel alive, and it connects with something deep inside of you. So you are not distracted by these surroundings at all, yet you are kind of thriving. But as you kind of look, you see a familiar sight, perhaps.
No.
One that you didn't think that you were going to see again, maybe not even this soon. But you see in the distance, and only in the flashes of lightning, but a hulking figure.
Oh.
It's
there!
its steps elongated. Even at this distance, you swear you can feel each of its steps, cloaked by the thunder. As it kind of like looks over to you, this large, now that you're getting a better look at it, skeletal form with large beady red eyes kind of glances over in your direction at times before walking away back into the darkness of the storm.
No, wait, don't walk away. I have to, look.
What? There's nothing there.
I know there's nothing there, Zephyr.
Now these are Arcanilonimbus clouds. They harness a lot of magical energy and they release it
Not
in arcane
the
bolts.
damn clouds.
I
Took me a
just see
minute.
dust.
But as you
Look,
can...
y'all are gonna be sorry when there's a big bone guy about to step on us.
A big bone guy?
Yeah. Not a little bone guy.
I feel like we'd
Like
be
a
able to
regular
see a
sized
big
bone guy. Yeah, you would think.
A lot of
We have an
hostility there.
influencer.
Is
Well,
this,
because
the,
you never see it.
is this the bone guy or whatever tall thing you mentioned earlier and we didn't see it?
Yeah.
Wait, what? This is a reoccurring thing?
It is
Yeah,
now.
it was just in the city, Zephyr. That was like 3 days ago.
I wasn't with you guys when you went
Did
to
we talk
meet
about this?
Bone
You were
Guy?
there when we were in the car, and I looked back and I said there was a big guy.
I didn't see a
Zephyr?
Brad.
Zephyr, don't
Brad, did you
gaslight
catch
me.
anything?
I'm not making this up.
What's a gaslight?
Brad
Gatekeep
told me
girl
it
boss.
means that you're telling people.
I'm
Yeah, Brad.
getting
Right on the
deja vu
dashboard
from
right
when we
here.
were walking
Brad
to,
told me that it
one of the
means
places
that you're
in the
telling
end.
me that something I think is true isn't true, and it is true.
I'm just saying I haven't seen a big bone guy.
Yeah, well, that
But
doesn't
being a
mean it's not
gaslight.
there.
Yeah, Xander, that's like not cool to like gaslight people.
I have a name,
Yeah.
and it's not Xander.
Oh, it isn't? I'm so sorry, dude. That's like totally my bad.
What does girl boss mean?
What's a
Um,
girl boss?
Octavia.
Yes.
Just
Instead of
no, that's
don't
the
touch
definition.
my kids, it's girl boss, gaslight, gatekeep.
Gatekeep. Oh, I do know what gatekeeping is.
I
I was a
don't.
guard once.
As you continue on this day, I will need one more check. Octavia, I need a dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm like, we've got some good reflexes here, but you are fighting against
I just
some
rolled a
chaotic
nat
light.
20.
Well, fuck
Oh.
me.
Never mind.
and I have evasion.
Yeah, both.
You know,
For the car.
extends to the Tide Strider, of course. It was made for Octavia.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Easily. Like, there's a couple moments where, like, we're gonna say Brad, like, there's a curdling scream from Brad as a lightning bolt strikes, like, maybe 3 feet away from the car. As Octavia goes into kind of, like, almost like a 90-degree roll to, like, avoid any of the extended magical energies heading towards the car. But with that, you still make good time, all things considered. It may not be the most enjoyable ride, and anyone that's got any motion sickness issues is definitely feeling it. By the end
Lily
of
is sticking her head out the window like a dog.
today.
It's a death trap.
But a day of travel comes and goes. You find an abandoned building. Most of the roof is gone, but you find enough of this space to kind of create a little camp for the evening, sheltered from the winds and much of the storm, and are able to find a decent amount of rest before waking up to go at it once again. Okay. Need another D20. Day 2. Al, give it to me.
16.
Good even number.
16
How many
dire
big
wolves.
skeleton guys are
A
we gonna
good
fight?
See,
odd number.
now this is both an even number and a perfect square. So it's practically the
got it right
opposite of
this time.
13.
Got it right this time.
Okay. The storm passes overnight. You can still see it kind of hovering in different areas. The magic that created the storm slightly expended as it has created smaller little clusters to the east of you now. So you pack the Tide Strider back up, get yourself moving forward. But unfortunately, your progress doesn't get as far as you would like. As you are continuing forward, Octavia, you notice something weird on the horizon. You are kind of moving quickly towards it, but notice with plenty of time to react that there is quite the gap in land.
Oh.
Oh.
As you kind of turn the Tide Strider sideways, a good 50 to 100 feet away from a massive cavern. A canyon, if you would.
A grand one, perhaps?
Maybe not necessarily a Grand Canyon, as we are in a different part of the world, but, you know, you see, as you kind of look down your flanks, that there is a city far, far down to your right. So to the north. Yeah. Where the city kind of abruptly ends, and then you glance into the ravine, and the rest of the city lies in a pile at the bottom of this cavern.
Oh!
Whoa.
And it
it's
seems
slightly more impressive than most canyon.
It seems to stretch for quite a while in either direction. You fear that trying to find a way to go around it may cost you travel time. But you've got hundreds of feet to cross to try to get to the other side.
Lily gets out. She takes a couple steps back from the car, and she's like, "Do you think my dragon could lift the car?"
Maybe. Probably.
Yes.
Not a bad idea.
Yes, it can.
We can most certainly
Do you know
try.
that, Al? Do you know how strong my dragon is?
Well, I took the liberty of storing a spell.
Oh.
And I'll reduce the car.
Yeah!
Oh my gosh.
Let's go! Okay.
Let's go.
Let me find it then. It's a 5th level, yes. It lasts for an hour. It can move 60-foot fly speed per round. So approximately a very far distance.
In an
I
hour.
will
Do we
summon
wanna-
Draconic Spirit.
The smaller visage of Aophic appears in its sparkling grace in front of you. Al, you take your Brock? What did we store the spell in?
I am actually I can't do that because it has to be a non-magical item. That's what I do. I pull out my light hammer, and I just tap the car, and it.
Yep. Yep. I love that.
Amazing. You shrink down the car. You hand it over to Aophic. And it takes a couple trips. You kind of gotta ferry it, because while the dragon is big, it ain't big enough for everyone at the same time.
We can do broom, and I can fly, and
You've got some
I can
other flying
levitate.
options.
Yeah.
levitating would be very slow.
Zephyr,
Very
Zephyr
slow,
gets
but it'll work.
a little
And you
rope
don't have
attached
anything
to
to grab.
himself.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so we can't take the chicken with the hen or with the seed, but we can't leave the fox with the chicken. So how are we gonna do this?
What?
Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah.
Zephyr, just what? Just take my broom. I don't understand.
No, he ties the rope around himself, levitating, and, like, is attached to the
Holding onto
dragon.
broom.
Or the broom.
I'm levitating and I'm holding onto the broom, so it's towing me.
Through various means of travel, though, and with the help of your draconic spirit, you slowly make your way across this cavern, making sure not to lose anyone down the hundreds of feet. Actually, Winnie, can you make a wisdom saving throw?
I was just
kidding,
gonna
I'll
say,
get
I
on
was
the
like,
broom.
poor Winnie's probably so scared.
Oh.
Yeah, no, Zephyr will be on the broom.
No.
Wait,
Oh, no.
does Winnie articulate that she's afraid, or can I... Long
This
story
is,
short, could I cast heroism on her?
this would be like right before, like, this is her, like, kind of coming to terms with herself.
Oh,
So if she fails the wisdom saving throw, sure.
then I can...
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'll.
Yeah,
help
because
too.
I was just telling Dane about that too. I was like, I think she's slowly but surely coming to a point where she's able to talk about it now. And now we're like, cavern
It,
that she
Yeah.
like,
can't see the bottom of. And she's like,
especially because it's constant dim light, your vision stops at 60 feet when it comes to things directly down. You have a little bit better vision when it comes to your, like, surroundings on the surface. The light is a little bit more expansive, yada yada yada.
Mhm.
But
Well,
you
she can see further.
Yeah, 'cause you
I
have
can see
200.
300 feet.
Oh, 300 feet?
I
You
think
still
it's either 200 or 300.
you still hit darkness at 300 feet.
Oh god, that's
As you, like,
That's
look-
worse, actually.
As you look over the
Worse.
edge.
Yeah, it's 300 foot. No. Oh, that's horrible. Alright, yeah, disadvantage wisdom save, or is it just a wisdom save?
Just a wisdom save, no disadvantage.
Okay, cool. Alright, cool. Oh my gosh, okay. 25.
Hell yeah.
Roll a 15.
Um,
Let's go.
I would say as, like, people are getting ferried across, you, like, send the car over, and, like, Octavia maybe first, just to, like, as the first people on the other side. Lily, you are a couple steps back from the group. You have the most magic out of most people here. A lot of flying
I was gonna
options.
say, I think she's using her boots and she's like hovering over the chasm, like halfway or whatever, to like just supervise so that she can make sure the dragon's not losing its way or something. So she's like checking everyone.
And there is this moment where you look back at Winnie and you kind of like catch this candid image where Winnie takes a couple steps forwards, looks over the edge of the cavern, takes a very deep breath, a very hard swallow, and then activates her own flight and begins to glide over the cavern. A glint of fear in her eyes, but nothing she can't overcome.
Yeah, there's like a little swell of pride as she sees this. Like, hey, I don't even have to deal with it.
Yay.
But your party, through various means, and nothing we necessarily have to keep track of, makes it across the cavern. Knowing that you might have to go back this way, so keeping some things in mind. But the rest of your day is relatively uneventful. There's a couple small encounters. As you seem to be getting closer in this direction, you begin to run into small elemental spirits. Beings of water, earth, couple beings of fire. Oh, I know, crazy.
Are there any wind spirits?
You know, there might
Earth,
be
wind,
one or
and fire.
two.
But
Mmm.
no.
I can't believe there's earth, wind, and fire.
Crazy. Nothing your party can't handle, and nothing that doesn't leave you with anything more than a couple of scrapes here and there. But as you continue in this direction, the elemental energies seem to be growing around you. But another day of travel completed. Camp is made. Finding a outcropping somewhere to set up a secured camp. If no one has anything that they want to talk about at this time, we can move on to day 3. With that, yes.
Sorry, don't mean to interrupt.
No apologies.
I was wondering if I don't know if this is how sending works or not. How would I get in touch with or try to communicate with my mom? Would that be channeling divinity or would that be
You've sent to your mom before.
I'm gonna try sending to my mom.
Okay, what do you want to say?
I didn't think I'd get this far.
You've cast sending to your mother before. She's not usually very helpful, but she
Usually
is
gets cut
reachable.
Yeah, she talks a lot.
She is a talker.
Hey, Mom.
I don't think she would say it's Winnie because I think the assumption is there.
Yeah.
I'm here with my friends in the waste. See you soon. Say hi to Darren for me. Bye.
Oh, Winifred, it's so lovely to hear your voice again. I'm so ever... So ever what?
Delighted.
Delighted to
Joyous.
hear your voice again. We were surprised to see that done.
Oh my god.
Oh.
You can,
Aww.
if for anyone who's not asleep, just look at Wendy and she's like, alright. How many more sendings do I have left?
lot.
Probably a
A
lot.
lot.
Mm-hmm.
No.
We're
I
about
would
to take a
say
rest,
safely you've used probably half of your resources, and that's on like the high end. That was you like getting through things quickly. You've probably used about half of your magical resources, divvied up however you like. But that still leaves you with a good like at least like 4 or 5 more sendings if you really wanted to go for it.
Okay. She's gonna do one more.
Talk less. I'm not getting all the information. Try that again, please. Only say what's necessary. Alright.
Okay, bye.
Oh, Winifred, I'm so sorry. I do seem to be a little long-winded. I was... Oh, Jesus. I was saying that we were surprised to see that you...
my gosh.
I'm not even trying for them to turn out this way.
Damn it. She's like, you know what? I'll talk to her in person. I'm not doing this. I'm going to bed.
Hey Max,
What's up?
who did we scry on?
Oh, yeah, are we able to scry now, or are we still waiting?
Yeah, you could scry.
For, like, to buy. Oh, okay.
Because you don't. So the way
yeah.
that I'm doing like the magical things is like as long as you like X-nay the gold, we don't have to worry about like actually buying the object or anything like that. The gold is your resource.
Then yeah, Februm will probably grab Winnie at some point. Probably, I assume before the sending.
I would hope so. Or she'd be like, what?
Really pissed off.
Tell me exactly what you need in the least amount of words possible.
We just, we've kind of checked on a lot of people. I believe, though, we tried to send a message to Offensia at one point, but didn't catch anything from her. So I think it would be possibly a more surefire method to try scrying.
Okay.
And he'll kind of like take off the necklace that he's wearing, and hand you the key to her library.
Cool. I should warn you, I've never done this before.
It's all right.
I've got it learned. I haven't like done it since I've learned it, kind of thing. So I don't know how this is gonna go.
Doesn't hurt to try.
Yeah, and she's gonna cast scrying.
Do you have any ideas on how you cast scrying? Like, I have one if you can't think of anything, but...
When you, like, scry, it's like you're seeing and hearing the person, like, where they're at, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You got like a third person camera.
Perspective, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like you're playing Baldur's Gate, you know?
The thing
Yeah.
that we
I've only
can't
gotten to
not
play like an
talk
hour
about.
of the game. I know nothing. The only flavor I would have that I can think of is that her eyes would probably just go like that all like light blue color that her magic is.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all I can really think of.
Yeah,
So go ham.
So you sit down and kind of like cross your legs, laying your hands on your knees, palms up. And you stare into the fire, focusing on the flames flickering back and forth, allowing it to entrance you. And Februm, being like the one who asked and probably the closest to you at this moment, see that flick where the magic takes hold and Winnie's pupils, iris, her whole eye expands into this spider web of sky blue magic.
Neat.
Before, Winnie, you find yourself rocketed from your position. You fly back 5 feet, kind of landing on your butt hard in the dust and sand. You don't have a whole lot of experience with this magic, but you do have the feeling that the person you attempted to scry on is protected from scrying.
I feel like something like this happened before.
I remember us trying to send a message to her, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't able to get a message through to her, but that's not necessarily uncommon,
Right.
especially with your circumstances and everything. This was like you hit a barrier that did not want you to be there, and it did not care who you were.
Wow. That's a no-go.
Nothing back.
I couldn't even get in.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
Why are you hating from outside of the club? You can't even get in.
Hopefully that's of her own doing at least.
I think so. I mean, I don't think I would have flew 5 feet backwards if that weren't the case. I think I'd just be
Well.
like,
More concerned as if it was someone else's doing.
oh, like
But-
someone trying to. I see.
Right. But I'm sure we'll run into her eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And she'll give the necklace back to you. I don't know if you have anything, like, from your parents, but if you ever need to do that, let me know too. I don't know if they have any kind of night eye protection from scrying, but I know
We
we didn't hear anything
did-
from your mom.
We did scry on my dad at one point. Seemed like they were doing relatively alright at the time. He's actually gonna pull out the rock that his mom gave him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just gonna look at it and kind of try to detect if there's still any magical presence in it.
Yeah, give me
Like
an
if there's
check
still
if
a
you don't
spell
have any.
that's.
Unless you have like identify or anything.
I do have identify.
Let me just
I will.
make sure that what I'm thinking is a possibility.
I can roll an Arcana check, but I do
You
have
know what?
identify.
I'm the DM. These characters can do what they want with these spells.
That's right.
If you want to cast identify on it, that will give you the full info about what's happening
Sick.
with this thing.
Yep. Mostly just to kind of see if, like, if the person who casted it is no longer able to teleport to it, kind of thing. I
Okay.
guess.
Cast identify, and we'll see what it gives
Yep.
you. Make sure you mark off your 100 gold for if this was the first time that you've cast that.
It is indeed.
Because it's a one-time spend, like scrying, but
Right.
good to keep track of it. You cast identify on this rock, and while this rock itself may not be the direct aspect of this spell, it does seem to be part of a contingency spell. If this rock is ever more than 100 feet away from you, it will activate a teleportation spell. It is not necessarily the way that contingency works. I'm fudging the rules for my own devices.
It works. It teleports him.
Teleport somebody else.
Teleports
This is the
somebody
condition.
else.
It teleports someone else to the rock.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Would I be able to tell, I guess, if there's like, would it go away if said person is like gone?
Oh, just say it.
That sounds like an Arcana.
If she's dead.
check.
Yeah, I think that's going to be an Arcana check on top of your identify.
Mm-hmm. I am down for that. It's going to be an 18.
18. The problem becomes thinking about whether or not the, like, alive aspect is still part of the spell's conditioning and such.
Mm-hmm.
You're thinking about it, and for the most part, like, spells have to be activated, they have to be inscribed, but this magic has already been cast. It has already been implanted, has already been set. It is just waiting for that trigger. So while most logic would point to the fact that if this person was dead, they're no longer that, like, individual, the magic is either going to misfire or not work correctly, you just have that little doubt in the back of your head that this spell could still go off and you maybe teleported a dead body.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's not bad though.
It's,
That's
At
probably
least
pretty
you get
good.
an answer.
So,
it's
At
an
least you
answer.
get an
We have
answer.
means of dealing with
Yeah.
dead bodies now. As long as we have the body.
Bones?
Bones?
No, we're not donating the bones. We are forcing Winnie to spend another large amount of money.
Yeah.
Hey, I can be everybody's sugar baby. It's fine.
She's
No,
fine with that.
Winnie is the sugar
I guess
baby. She's
yeah,
talented. Everyone gives her money to do things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all giving her the cash for the spells.
Yeah.
Haha.
Yeah, he'll kind of like put the rock away in a pocket that he knows is not going to be easy to fall out of.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Anything else anyone wants to do in the PM?
nope.
Okay. You... That was 3 days, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You said it was 3 days away. So
I
we're
did
probably
say it was
pretty
3 days
close.
away. I've just got to, like, make a lot of decisions right now that I
Well,
wasn't necessarily...
It's 3 days. It's 3 days, give or take. You
Give or
know,
take,
we're
you
here,
know.
and it's probably close.
Yeah.
Could take like, a little.
We could take a little break if you
10
wanted
minute.
Yeah, let's take a little break while I
Yeah.
figure out what the party's gonna run into in the next 20 minutes. So we will be right back in 10 minutes as the party lets me, rewrite some notes. So
Hour 45.
we'll be back. And we're back. Our good pal Winifred has dipped out early. She's not feeling so great. So send some good energy and vibes her way. But we will pick back up roughly where we left. Ooh, this? So I looked over at, like, the alignment of everyone, and I'm like, we are definitely have different camera angles here. Anyway, the party moves forward on waking up on their fourth morning, knowing that you're probably close to the city, more by the fact of every time you veer left or right to go around that obstacle, the angle at which the compass changes becomes more intense. Knowing that any veer north or south is sending you farther off the path. Al, you kind of inform everyone that you must be getting close to where you need to be. But that soon becomes apparent to everyone as you look forward and see a city of crystal. Towering buildings rise up into the air. Flashes of magical energy jumping between building and building. They're is a paved road that you see. It sparkles underneath you. And as soon as the Tide Strider hits it, you can feel it want to lurch forward. Octavia, you have to let off the gas for a bit. You can feel that even existing in this area is giving the Tide Strider that extra energy. It's enhancing its elemental engines. It is breathtaking, but as you begin to look closer, you see damage. You see wear. Aspects of the city that have fallen to time. Buildings on their sides. You want to imagine what this city would have looked like back in the day, at its peak. There are ponds and moats that have been covered in different forms of algae, some dried up completely. It is a sight to behold, but as you get closer, there is an uneasy feeling. For those of you that have shards on your person, you feel the energy surge through you. There is a moment where it almost becomes painful before subsiding. There is a main road that seems to lead down through the city, branching off in several directions, but at its peak, at the very edge of the city, it rises with the mountains, with the earth itself. And you see a glorious cathedral of multicolored crystal. No light to give it its previous glory. But even in the dim moonlight, it shines and flickers with a speck of what it once was. Would everyone be able to give me a perception check?
I got a 25.
That would be a
17.
21.
29.
10.
Thank you, Al. Thank you. I needed someone with a normal roll, you know?
One modest.
No problem.
Al, this construction is confusing, to be perfectly honest. You look at these crystals and these forms and these buildings, glass worked into different structures and frames, and there's no way that any of this was crafted. This was created. Full buildings were erected in mere moments. You are taken back and kind of begin to wrap your mind around how anything like this could even happen. And it kind of distracts you from your surroundings. As the rest of you begin to glance around, looking at the architecture, of course, but more focusing on the specks of energy that keep popping up. You see a lightning bolt jump from one building to the other. You see a burst of fire erupt on the ground. You see spikes of crystal slowly wrap their way around different buildings and across the road. This city is alive with magical essence. These creatures may not have intelligence or minds of their own, But even from a distance, you can tell that there is so much raw power in this city that it has given life to the very essence of spells themselves.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling oddly at home here.
Are you kidding? I'm practically made of this stuff.
I am so confused.
So, like, I say exactly what Max just described to us.
Great, cool. Repeat.
It's like, this is where spells are made.
Spells are made. No.
Yeah, I totally get the sense that this city wasn't built. It was like made
Like,
in a
made-
moment.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the city's
Well, I got
alive.
that. I got that.
I got that one.
I got
Yeah.
that one.
Pretty cool.
It's insane, is what it is.
All right, so let's get the shard here before we run into someone we don't want to. Well, I mean, I don't know if we like want to run into him, and try and like knock some sense into him, or if we don't want. Regardless.
Or knock some nonsense out of him.
I was going to say,
Kind of
does
spitting.
anybody have any idea how to rid somebody of some sort of archfey?
Hey, Brad.
bet-
Anything?
Surely.
I
know?
bet Winnie knows.
I
bet it
she
is-
does.
If I had to bet, it would be a spell that she's had prepared for a very long time. And I
Oh.
don't think she can unprepare it.
But also, if it's, I'm just making a wild assumption here. But if it was part of a contract, it might be a little more difficult than just casting a spell.
He said he entered
That's true.
into it unwittingly. That
Oh
something
yeah, that
was,
sounds like some Fae stuff.
something was placed in front of him, and he picked it up and handed it back, and that sealed the contract.
Did we never ask Offenzia? I feel like this is something we would have asked her.
I was just making an assumption. I didn't know.
I mean, I
I just
read
meant
some
like to
books
break
on.
the possession.
I read some books on some contracts while I was there. I could probably think back to see if I could recall anything about breaking them.
Hey, Brad, was this like a big problem in your day and age with like phase and contracts and
I mean, like, most people, like kind
multi-level
of, like...
marketing schemes?
I mean, there was definitely those, you know, like...
Okay.
The Fae would, like, set up these campaigns where, like, if you got enough of your friends to also come into the campaign, then you would, like, make a ton of money. Yeah, I
like,
like
be your own boss
I
and
like
set your own
advertised
hours,
a
right?
couple, but
Pyramid
Sort of
schemes.
multi-level marketing program.
mhm.
Yeah, you like be your own boss at your own hours. It's not a bad deal.
No,
Yeah,
it
and, like,
is a bad deal.
It like kind of worked for a second, and then like luckily some of my like dedicated subscribers pointed out some of the flaws to me, and I was able to correct my decision making and such, and like better inform the populace.
Yeah, like it's all about the upper management that you really gotta like.
Well,
really
you know,
gotta look out
like
for, but
when the whole structure is like based off of like stepping over the people below you, it
yeah.
makes it like really like nasty feeling, you know.
yeah, and there's not a lot of room of upward mobility.
Mm-hmm.
That's so true, Brad.
You know, I feel really influenced.
I'm sold.
Almost
I don't know what I'm
inspired.
buying, but
Almost inspired.
It feels like I just entered in a contract.
take a D20 from Brad. Oh my god.
Oh my word.
Brad starts taking
I
some
thought-
levels in Bard.
I thought he was gonna start telling us about contract attorneys.
Oh, that's another good one.
No,
Yeah, we
my
had people that negotiated this litigation. That's not my expertise.
my agent always dealt with that. I had like
Yeah.
I actually had a Fey agent that would deal with all my fiendish contracts and stuff that I dealt with at the time.
Did you have a lot of fiendish contracts, Brad?
Not a ton, but like, you know, to operate in the world, you gotta make sure that things are like safe and sound, and fiendish contracts are the like nicest way to make sure that things are balanced at the time. I don't know how they are now, but like, as long as everyone knows what's happening up front, fiendish contracts are pretty good.
Have you ever heard of an archfey that tricks people into entering a contract with them and then possesses them?
I'll make a roll for Brad. What's
this
Brad's
was
history?
some
What do we
prank
think
videos.
Brad's intelligence is? -1?
Oh.
It's got to be
Net
at
zero.
least.
It's at least
Gotta be a
minus
+1.
I think
A
okay.
net
So
zero.
I think he's got a -1, but he's got proficiency in history, so that probably gives
Okay.
him a +1.
Yeah.
I think he has like de facto proficiency in history. Like in his day,
Just
he doesn't
period.
have proficiency in it. Well, he doesn't have proficiency in history in his period, but he has so much more knowledge about history than we do.
present day
His
hate.
DC is so much lower than people from
Right.
this era is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one.
The other one.
Oh,
Let's
go!
A net.
That's a nat
Wow.
20.
I
Cool.
love 'em.
Cool. That's
God.
of course what I roll a nat 20 on.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Archfiends. You've got Drun of Gifts. You've got Offensia of Language. You've got Qualia of Connection. Terrell of Time, and
Al's like opening the infrastructure. Like, wait, I have to check.
Write that down.
Rundar. Yeah. He was kind of like a nasty guy.
What was he of?
Service.
Okay.
There it is.
So like, he specialized in kind of like tricking people into serving him. He actually like headed a lot of these like MLM like corps. He got like a lot of popularity in like to doing that. Kind of like the Fae have their own like stereotypes and stuff, and like we don't want to play into that at all. But
Oh no, never.
Rundar may have given those stereotypes a little bit of a run for their money. Yeah, not a cool dude. Kind of kept to
And
himself too. Like it was one of those like you never really saw him, but everyone was always talking about him.
And say if somebody that you knew was possessed by this Rundar, how would you go about exorcising him from his host?
Oh, you're serious. I mean, it's like we haven't really talked about this. Is like Rundar like still alive? Like, does he still have a mortal body?
He
Oh,
gained
I don't
one.
think so.
It's possible.
Because like if he's
He
got like a
gained one,
mortal, if he's got like a mortal body, usually if he's actively possessing somebody else, like the mortal form's a little weaker, and like yeah, it's really hard to get into like the Feywild. But if you're like tight with any of the other Fey gods, you can like sometimes get their help. But if he's like
Sick.
in his like spirit form and like his mortal body has been destroyed, your dude might be fucked. Cause he like So he like latches onto people's like souls, intertwines himself with them, so that like if you try to expel him like quickly, it'll usually like rip the other person's soul from the body too, and kind of like simultaneously kills both people. Not fun. I had a long distance friend that like had run into him at one point in time, and like he had to get resurrected like 3 times because of it. It's some nasty shit.
We could just resurrect him.
Oh yeah, you can resurrect him, but usually Rundar's soul is still connected to the other person's soul.
So he won't come back.
Or
He'll come back with...
Or they'll come back with the body anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
were
that's an
to-
option.
If we were able to keep him in one place for a long enough time, is there a slower way?
So Rundar like loves a deal and like loves to get ahead. So if like you could figure out a way to convince him to like let go of this person, that's usually the best way to do it. I think
If his mortal body is destroyed and we give him a new one.
Tavi, no.
I think
I'm
he'll
just
still
saying.
follow his soul. If that's
I'm
what
just
you're
saying, if
referring
he-
to.
If he had a new mortal body,
Lily's smiling. I was gonna say, Lily's like, I have an idea.
yeah, Octavia kind of
Like,
looked
okay.
at Lily.
So can we be clear? He couldn't possibly know about contracts that I've made with Offenzia, right?
not unless they've like directly talked to each other.
I don't think she's in. So if we
I
put,
see what's happening.
she like, she's gonna cast telepathic link right now. She doesn't want this being heard in any way. And she's gonna say this mentally. We're gonna give him this body, and this body is already sworn into a life of servitude to Offenzia.
Are you including Brad in on this call?
Genius.
Sure. I don't think I don't think she thinks not to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, well,
I mean,
for the terms of telepathic bond, we can lump the NPCs as like one individual. You know, the
Yeah.
DM is one person. We don't need to worry about the numbers
Yeah.
that much. But Brad's like, oh, that's sick, because like the body doesn't have like a connection to the contract until the contract is initiated.
Oh, that's spicy.
ingenious.
That's spicy.
We need to
Man.
convince. So this is all telepathic now because we don't want it being said out loud.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
Octavia just says, we just need to convince him that having his own body and not using Alessander's is more beneficial to him.
I
Well,
mean,
because we're not gonna come after him with this body.
Mm-mm.
We're going to inconvenience Alessander at every turn if he stays in that body.
yeah.
Plus, it's
And I mean, hypothetically speaking, if I were to put a number to it, like my persuasion is kind of like, I'd say a 14.
Pretty
Like,
fire.
it's pretty fire.
I might
Plus-
only be one tick down from that too.
Yeah, so we
Plus,
could like,
this body,
double team him.
this body won't age, which is probably an appealing prospect.
That is correct, and
Plus,
it
it's a
also
lot
doesn't-
more unassuming.
And it doesn't hunger. It doesn't thirst.
It's a lot easier
Well-
to track
Sleep.
of.
Well,
It depends on it depends on how he interacts with it.
Zephyr thinks of the nights when he woke up and Lily was just standing over him. He doesn't sleep.
No, I don't sleep, or I didn't sleep. I guess I don't sleep still, but it was different.
Lovely.
so that is the plan then, I suppose. We need
Yeah,
to
we
convince-
just have to like.
I mean, it beats killing him 3 times.
We just
I
have
do
to
not
trick
want
I think
to
a
kill him.
you-
Fey god.
Yeah, I think Octavia needs to be very persuasive about how much Alessander means to her.
I
Well,
Perhaps
we gotta be careful
Try
because
letting Zephyr do the talking.
Yeah, if I mean, I'm all
But
for
Zephyr doesn't
seeing
feel the
Octavia
same
open up.
way.
Yeah, he doesn't like
We need
me.
to persuade him that we need this guy.
Alexander has
We're
threatened me
persuading. We're
several
trying to
times,
persuade him that we want the body.
but we don't want to
Yes.
make it too obvious, because if we really want the body, he's gonna raise his price.
That's what I'm. Yes. That's what. Yeah.
Also, do
I
you
mean,
think like we maybe get like
I mean,
some respect for trying to trick a fae? Like, do you think he'd respect that?
Considering
you think
the
game
dwarves-
rec-
lower the
I was gonna
price.
say, you think
Game
game
recognized.
Reconnected. Is the
They
stream back
did.
up?
They pulled a hard boot
Yeah, it
reset
is.
on you.
Oh yeah, apparently we hit like 9:30 and my Wi-Fi just went hard reset. Great, cool. Anyway, we were scheming.
yes.
Yes. Game recognizes game.
No.
Maybe.
Hopefully. I mean,
Or he
if it
could be
were
like
me-
really mad. He has destroyed like several bloodlines because people crossed
sorry,
him
what?
before. Oh
Wait,
yeah.
so-
Thing in phase done.
Is he
I
weaker
mean-
Doesn't
in
necessarily surprise me.
his current state? In like
Well,
Alessander's body? Because it does bring up a good point that if we cannot tell him that we have the Fey Shard.
yeah.
Oh, he will probably know. In fact, he probably remembers. Because he tried to take it from us at Offendia's.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
Well, we could tell him we don't have it.
I'm guessing that a Fey
I don't know if
spirit
that's gonna
will be
fly.
able to sense not just one
Yeah.
shard, but them all.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Like, Octavia's right, definitely about that. Like, it's
Yeah.
like everything is gonna be within like present, definitely. But he can probably sense the face shard over like miles. Gonna be perfectly honest about that. I mean, depending on like how controlling. I mean, like this Alexander guy, is he like weak? I mean, like that would be like really good
No.
for
I
you.
mean, we could probably take him.
Unfortunately. No, he's
I mean, we
not.
could like collectively
in-
take him, but he's not like a regular person.
He's an
No.
arcane trickster with years of theft experience.
Yeah, that might be an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Brad like looks towards the city, especially in that.
Yes, I'm sure the
Yeah.
raw, unchecked, unstable magic all over the place is not going to help.
Look, if he wants to have an unstable magic battle, I'll meet him. I'll do it.
That's true.
Sounds like
I mean,
place for
I'm
the Wonder
down
Wonder,
to
maybe?
rumble. Like I said, he threatened me several times, but
I don't want to kill him if we don't have to.
I didn't
we
say
could
to
always
kill
do
him,
that. Plan.
but we could just throw down a little bit.
Well,
We're going to have to go in eventually.
well,
So
well,
we at least
let's-
have a game plan.
Well, first things first, we should get rid of the teleportation aspect
Yeah.
if we run into him.
All
I
right.
need. That means we need to remove the diadem from his forehead.
Ow, what are you saying?
So, I assume if he's a Fey god, he has some other means of teleportation. I
Maybe
did.
he does. Can he do that in Alessander's body?
I don't think
That's-
so because it was very poignant that we go to a very specific location where he knew this teleportation item was. So I think he needed it in order to teleport.
Well, then the easiest way to get it off of him would be to kill him and revive him after we take it off.
Or we just knock him out.
We could-
Possessed or not, like if the body is
Temporarily.
unconscious, he shouldn't be able to take control of it.
I would
Could-
prefer
If-
not to kill him.
If the soul
Can I
wasn't
take it
in the
again?
body, would that be easier?
To like,
If hypothetically Winnie expelled both souls from the body, And then we could negotiate with the soul, because it's intertwined with Alessander's soul, and Alessander's soul has to go to Alessander's body.
I mean, that could actually be, like, real easy, because you kind of put him in, like, a compromising position.
Right. And then it's like, well, now you don't get any body if you stay with him.
Because we'll kill him.
Well, we don't need to kill
Right.
him as long as the soul
no,
is
no, I'm
expelled
just
from
saying-
the body.
Right.
Axel
that's
pipes in.
leverage, right?
Zephyr, why are we so obsessed with killing Alessander? Didn't
No,
we need to,
no,
like,
no,
talk about
no.
something
I'm
here?
not. No.
I don't want to kill him. I'm just saying we use that as leverage, right? I'm a
That's not
little
going
bit
to
lost
work.
at removing the soul from the body.
I don't think
personally,
he
but-
cares if the body is dead. He just cares if he has a body to go to.
Ah, I see.
My only concern then would because their souls are tied together at this point, would that be something where he would take Alessander's soul to the doll?
Well, no, that's part of our agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just
So you
Yeah,
get
I'll
the
give
body.
himself.
if you
And
give us
I
the soul.
think Alessander probably still has some free will, so he won't go to a body that's not his.
You know, you would hope.
How are we expelling a soul from a body without killing him?
Winnie says, "Hi, I have a spell that banishes fey creatures that are possessing other people.
Oh,
And if their
Dude,
souls
that's a
are
great idea, Winnie.
and if their souls are connected, then it should expel both of them. It would be easier if it just expelled him, but it's gonna expel both of them, it sounds like.
if it expels, does it expel them or banish them? Because banishing, where would it go if the Fey
If the
shard
yeah.
isn't?
The Fey plane
By
is
the way,
no longer in
Brad,
existence.
the Fey
Yeah.
plane does not exist.
a
It
lot of the
kind
planes
of-
don't exist. Let's be honest. It's
They
About
all
half
kind
of them.
just
Yeah,
two of them
they're-
left.
Yeah, just this
Wait.
one and the other one.
Really? Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, you know,
It could
It's right-
probably
it's
be
right
brought
here.
back.
Yeah, we do have them.
Maybe
like,
don't like flash
don't.
that.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
Feb.
We do have
Wait,
them.
did you just...
What? No.
Was
Oh,
that...
I was just.
Don't worry about it.
You see you see this? It's just
Yeah,
it's one of
it's-
those.
It's
Brad?
just part of that.
Flash.
Brad, look at me. I know I'm not saying this out loud. I really need you to convince me that you're not about to just divulge all of our information to this guy. Okay?
I'm cool. I'm cool.
You need to
Yeah.
convince me right now
Um,
that I don't need to put this necklace on you right now, okay?
Influencer.
No, I'm chill. It just...
Necklace.
How did you...
It's a long story.
It's
Very
pretty.
long.
I stole it from a guy when I was looking for my body, and it keeps me from being detected.
not the necklace. I was
referring
talking
to.
about the thing that your friend held up there. That's
That was
like...
just part of his eye. That was another one of his
Just
eyes.
one of my eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
The third
He,
one.
he meant like he
Just a
could see what
replacement
happened
one.
to it with
Yes,
it.
Right. Yeah.
Oh dear lord.
I will
I
gladly
don't know
roll
why-
deception.
I think
I
it's
was gonna
just
say,
calculating to the fact that y'all said you have the shards on you.
Yep.
I'm gonna need a moment. Like
We did say that before already. That's.
we did
Yeah, you
talk
know what?
about that. Did I think
We-
that just like
and
went
that's
way
the
over
reason
my
that was
head?
brought up.
That's the reason we're not dead, because of the
Yeah.
disease.
Yes.
There's a very
Yeah.
real,
Cool,
very pertinent
cool, you
disease, and
know-
these are keeping us not
I
crazy.
suppose we should probably catch you up on something.
No,
Yeah.
that's
Have a
enough for
seat,
now.
buddy.
You shouldn't. Okay.
No,
all
I
right.
Not
think-
right now.
I
Not
think
right
I'm
now.
good. You know,
Sorry.
y'all.
We
This
are
is
not telling him any other sensitive information that can be pried from his mind unwillingly.
That is true.
Touche,
That is
touche.
true.
Wait, what if it gets pried from our minds unwillingly?
Well, I can't put this
Couldn't be
necklace on
mine.
all of you.
Then
I've
will
got my
personally
ring, so-
destroy you, Zephyr.
cool. I'm just.
Why
trying-
me?
As
What if
you
it's
asked.
pried from? What if it's pried from Februm?
I'm
a
traveling
ring
with two
that
little
prevents that.
demigods, 2 shards. and a whole bunch of people that are very powerful. Good lord. Okay, it's just
And an old man.
yeah, and then
Look,
like this
hang on,
old
Brad.
dude,
They're not.
it's like
They're
all
not
just
illegal
connected.
anymore.
Yes.
We discussed
Brad,
this.
look at me. We are your boss. You should know this. We are the ones that are in charge of the
You are
show,
the intern.
okay?
Yeah. You're the talent. The talent gets what it wants. Yeah, of course.
Right, that's why we hired you, okay?
Mhm,
We
of
hired
course.
you because you can keep up with us,
Am I
not
getting
because
paid
you're gonna
again?
get flustered like this.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yep.
You are strong,
Yes,
Brad. You
I'm
are
strong.
powerful.
I
You
am
are
powerful.
competent.
Blood
Yes.
is
I got this.
My gosh, you are strong. Anyway,
Let's go take on a Fey god. Yeah.
I'm down.
I think that's where I'm gonna end it for tonight.
Oh
oh
lord.
my gosh, yeah.
We've got
Let's go
a
take on a
decent
Fey god.
plan heading forward. And like moving forward, there are definitely things that I need to plan out. So yeah, we're gonna end on Brad is strong. He is so strong.
so strong.
He's
so
so
strong.
So yeah, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. And looping in for all of our shenanigans. Julia.
Everyone, drink water. It's very good for you. Thankfully, I did not cry today as much as I thought I might. We can
That's
save
next
that
session.
for next time.
Next time.
Exactly. So water's really good for you. It is good for your soul. It is good for your body. Drink it. It's yes.
Dane.
Check us out on YouTube and Spotify. Spotify if you want to listen a little bit without the video and without having the to pay for the YouTube thing. YouTube if you want to watch the VODs that haven't been uploaded to Spotify yet.
Woo! Fantastic. Anyone else got anything? Nothing in the air?
We're good.
Sweet. So, that's for tonight. Thanks for joining in. We'll see you next time. Bye all.